Alright, what's going on, guys? T Torres back here for another video. Alright, so if you watched my last video, I unboxed the Wcfab high flow bundle kit, and like I mentioned, the first install we're going to be doing from that high flow bundle kit is the actual intake itself. So I have everything laid out here. Of course, you have your filter for this, you have your sock for the filter, 2 mass airflow screws, and don't forget you must have this rubber gasket. That is for your turbo side. These 2 clamps for this hose right here, and then this piece right here. That's what we're gonna need for today's install video. Now keep in mind, bear with me, this is my first time ever working on this truck, so I'm super excited, and thank you all so much for your support. Let's get into today's install video. All right, guys, so as you can see, I removed the actual engine cover that has the 6.6 on it. Now the head of the bolt was actually stripped out, so what I did, I took this bracket out. As you can see right here, the bracket is out. I'm going to extract the bolt out tomorrow, and then I'm going to put the factory clamp, or not clamp, but mount back in, because I definitely don't want this shroud to knock on the fan. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move this mass airflow sensor, and then we're going to take the top cover off right here. You have a Phillips head, or you can use a flat head, it doesn't matter. And then we'll get this one loose here, this one loose here, and then there's one at the turbo that we need to remove also. So we're gonna move this section first, and then we're gonna worry about that section last. And then we'll go back in reverse order. We'll do that piece first, and then we'll go back and do all this. All right, guys, so like I mentioned, you need to remove this screw here, and I went ahead and unplugged the mass airflow sensor and remove the two screws that are holding on the mass airflow sensor. As you can see right there, sorry my camera didn't focus. Just be very, very, very careful when you pull this out. You definitely don't want to mess this up, and then just gently lay it down somewhere. So for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and put it back into the factory one just as a placeholder. I don't think that's the correct way. I think it actually goes the other way, but just make sure you're very careful with that sensor right there. All right, the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this clamp here, and that should allow us to get this loose. And I believe there's some stuff on the bottom that we have to loosen also. So once you have everything off, you have this clamp off itself, what you're going to do is make sure you pull everything straight up, and then this entire air box should come straight out, just like that. So as you can see, here is the factory air box itself. Got the mass airflow out, of course, and yeah, having 140,000 miles, I think this looks normal. Alrighty. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and loosen this and take this portion of the elbow out. Alright, guys, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen this clamp right here, which I've already done off camera, and gently work this piece back and forth like so, and voila, next piece of the puzzle is now removed. Alright, so the next thing that I want to show you guys is I went ahead and skipped ahead and went ahead and installed the actual tube itself, and I found out later that I'm not able to sprinkler to turn it on. Oh yeah, definitely gonna get my truck wet. Oh well. All right, so the next thing that I figured out was I'm not able to put that piece of the elbow on until I finish the Y bridge. So I actually had me and a couple buddies, we tried to get this pipe on, and it's just not possible to get that thing on unless you have, you know, all this EGR stuff deleted, which that is going to be deleted in our future video. So as you can see in my previous video, we did the PCV reroute, so that's done. And then literally the next thing that you want to do is you want to just put this hose clamp on, those two, this, boom, line it up, put your mass airflow on, put this on. Now I will say, I did see, I don't know, I'd say the car is staying anywhere from 8 to 10 or maybe 5 to 10 degrees of ambient temperature. So this thing is actually doing doing justice. A lot of people think that it's going to heat soak and stuff, and yeah, sure, it's going to. I mean, it's literally pulling off engine heat, but you know, when you're actually under the throttle and stuff, the temperature actually stays right around ambient temperature, if not 5 degrees or more above ambient temperature. Then as you can see, we also have the hot side piping done. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this elbow piece, which I don't know, it's kind of a bummer because I really want to have this whole nice little, you know, this green flow going on. I wanted it to be loud and stand out and pop. So eventually when I get more experience and get more knowledge, we are going to do this EGR delete, and we are going to get that Y bridge done so we can get this pipe on, delete this EGR, and then I think I may just go ahead and put that on for the time being, because that Y bridge down in the valley, I've heard, is going to take several hours to finish. But awesome performance gains from this, just doing this mod itself. And just keep in mind, I bought all this as a bundle kit. I didn't just buy this separate, that separate. So, you know, like I said, I get that pipe, the Y bridge, and a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, so I forgot to mention, there is also one 10mm screw right there that you have to put in. There's already 2 there from the factory. All you're doing is replacing it, and then that's going to actually secure the intake itself. So sorry, I forgot to mention that. So I went back outside and recorded that one more time. I'll show you where it's at. That's the 10mm bolt right there. Now, with all that being said, after I did install this, I did get check engine light. It was talking about this MAF sensor, this MAF sensor. And there was another sensor here. I think it's MAF sensor 1 here, MAF sensor 2. When I was working to get this pipe out, which I did successfully fully remove, of course, to try to get that pipe in, I did mess up a sensor there, so I had to go and get that replaced. And the truck was just running rough. Truck had no power, it'd go into limp mode, yada yada yada. So I'm freaking out. You know, I bought a new MAF sensor even though I didn't really need one. Long story short is, what I needed to do was I needed to go ahead and get my truck tuned. So I do have the PPEI from Corey Willis, so I did go ahead and install the EFI Live, and I have not installed the DSP5 switch yet. I'm going to save that for another video, but the truck is flashed, and I called PPEI, and if you don't have the DSP5 switch, your tune automatically defaults to switch position 1, which is 30 horse, and after that cleared all my codes. I haven't had any problems with that. You know, I have my monitor, so I've been monitoring, you know, intake, air temperature, transmission temp, all that good stuff, and everything seems great. And then, like I mentioned, it is staying within ambient temperature, 5 to 10 degrees, which is, I think that's pretty good for this setup. But I do want to reiterate, let me turn the light on in here. You will not be able to put this bad boy on unless you have the EGR delete done. So that was kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it was a learning lesson for me. So in the future, I got to do that EGR delete and do the Y bridge. That's gonna be a fun project from itself. But the next video, you can expect to see how to actually tune your truck from the AutoCal, and it's going to be me doing the DSP5 switch. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're stopping into the channel for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Please leave this video a big thumbs up. If you didn't like today's video, still give it a big thumbs up. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, please comment down below. I do my best to get to all the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. One other thing that I want to add about this truck, so since I've done the intake, the hot side intercooler piping, tuned the truck, and it's only on the plus 30 horse, I went from 12 miles to a gallon to getting like 15 and a half. So definitely, these mods have definitely been a bang for my buck, and I'm very appreciative of that, because getting 12 miles to a gallon does not make this thing fuel efficient. And would you guys be interested on me making a video about all this EPA stuff, and is tuning going away, is tuning not going away? I've seen a lot of controversial stuff. I read a lot about it. It seems to be that the EPA is going after one company. So if you guys are interested in me making a video about that, let me know and I'll do that. Comment down below if you want one.
Back to my pulse flat, we keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black, got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin', doing this is my calling.